Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to my very first coffee exclusive series called Storytime, where I go off script and ramble about certain things which I love. And since it's Halloween right now, I thought it would be fun to talk about the very first movie that ever scared me and why I think it's a good thing that it scared me. So let's talk about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's not really a big surprise for everyone who knows me or everyone who watches my channel that I actually love Harry Potter. Like, I am absolutely head over heels in love with that universe, and I just wish I could separate it from J.K. Rowling's current politics right now, because that is just killing me inside. But again, going off track right now, I just want to talk about the certain monster in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets which terrified me, which is the basilisk. Now, the basilisk is Tom Riddle's little pet, and he goes around killing Muggleborns out of spite. There are three things that terrified me the most about the basilisk, and I'll go through each one by one. Number one, sound. The sound of the basilisk is absolutely terrifying. It is unlike anything that I ever heard in my life, and it's something that's so different from the norm that it terrified me. When they were making the Harry Potter series, they wanted to make sure that the sounds didn't feel modern, in a sense. So there was no hissing of the TVs, the tapping of the cell phone, so on and so forth. Everything had to sound a bit of like a fantasy. I guess it's kind of comparable to Lord of the Rings, but not really. But the point that I'm trying to make right now is that because it's so out of place and kind of ancient, and it sounded so different than what I normally hear, it just freaked me out. Like, it absolutely frightened me and gave me the chills, because my god, I was 5 years old and that was the first time I ever heard that sound of a monster. And props to the sound guys for doing that. Number two, I think another thing that frightened me was the fact that I was watching in the cinema. So this is a bit connected to my first point about sound, but when you watch in a cinema, and this is one of the first movies I ever watched, by the way, it's surround sound. You can hear everything from every corner. And to me, as a child, it sounded like the basilisk was coming at me. Like, it's not just from one concentrated spot on the screen. No, it was beside me, behind me. It was everywhere. And that's something that you call paratext, where how you watch or consume a film affects the way you perceive the film. And because I was already in a foreign place, not at home, just by myself, I was terrified, and it felt like people were after me. And that made me just want to leave the cinema. And that also made my mom not sleep for days, by the way, because I was a child. I was 5 and I had to rely on her to be protected. And sorry, mom. Yeah. And the third reason why I think Chamber of Secrets is still pretty terrifying to today is, well, I think it's because it's the embodiment of hate crimes and prejudice. In a way, Tom Riddle created or bred this monster because he hated Muggleborns and thought them to be disgusting and weak. And I don't really know why people talk about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when they're talking about J.K. Rowling films, which talk about hate and bigotry, but this is one of them. This is one of the most obvious ones. It's when Malfoy starts to call Hermione slurs. And it's when a literal weapon against Muggleborns was created. And it's actually absolutely terrifying because it's not that different from our current political climate. While there are no fantasy creatures like basilisks around us, there's government and their positions of power and the way that they can manipulate the law to be against the people, not just the law but the military. And in the way, that in itself is a monster that is bred out of bigotry and hate. So, yeah, until today, I am terrified of the basilisk. I can watch the movie, but the fear comes from someplace else. And, well, I guess that's what good horror actually does. That is enough story time for today. If you want to buy me a coffee, feel free to do so. It would mean the world to me. Of course, you don't have to. Like, no one is obligated to. I will still continue to put out YouTube videos on my semi-regular schedule for all of you. But, yeah. It would be fun if you did. So, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!